So now the next part of this sequence will be, since you know the finish is going to stay the same for now, but what we're going to learn now is every reaction the person can do to us, literally, and how to respond to each reaction. Like I told you, I already did all this work for you guys in this position, so you guys don't have to. I have an answer to every reaction. I mean, there's always new ones that will be hard, but like, I have an answer to every pretty much regular reaction the person gives us, and we learn that from observation, right? So let's get into it. When I'm here in the falak position, there's many reactions my opponent can give me, right? But when I'm on the near hip world of the footlock, the person will always try to remove one of my frames. That's what they'll do. They'll either remove this frame or the bottom frame, right? So the first move she's going to do with me right now is she's going to remove my bottom hook. When she removes my bottom hook, we're going to have to practice the drill that we learned before, the concept we learned in the introduction. And what is that? First, the mastery of placing our frames, creating our fort, was essential in us getting to this position, right? Second is using our frames to get back to the footlock, okay? So what are we going to do? She removed my bottom frame, right? Just keep your hand on that foot for now, because if you didn't, I would just put it back, right? So she removed my foot from her leg. So what am I going to do now? Following our rules of frames and forts, I'm going to use my frames to get back to the footlock. How am I going to do that? I'm going to be using this top foot that's on top of her leg, on her ASIS. I'm going to push. I'm going to grab her knee like this. And now I'm going to go on my shoulder like this. Keep your hand. I'm going to straighten her leg like this. Once I do this, keep my foot out. She can't. You see how my leg comes right back in? So when she takes out my hook, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foot on the floor. I'm going to push her hip away. I'm going to push her leg, straightening her leg. Now I'm going to go to the Kimura grip like this. I want you to think of it like I'm on her elbow, the same exact thing, like this. I step on the floor, going on my knee. So I'm like this. Side foot, live foot, on my knee. My foot's on the floor, and now my knee comes back under her body. Okay. Now I can go back into finishing this submission here. Okay. So all I'm doing is every time I'm in this spot, she removes my bottom hook. I'm going to follow the concept of using my top foot, my hand here, my knee on the bottom, to go on my head, back my leg up, and bring it back. So this is the drill. Take it out. If she keeps her hand there, I go on my head. So stay strong now. See? Take it out. If I don't need to go on my head, awesome. I'm just going to go back here. And I'm just going to push her hip, the ASIS. I'm just going to push her knee, push her away, pull the knee under, connect my knee, and put my foot back. You see, that's the first one. So take it out again. Take it out again. Now take it out and commit to the grip. You see, I can't go there now. I just go on my head, look. Because now I can move my leg back. I can stretch her leg and then come back. So do both now. 1, 2. Commit to the grip. Okay, other side. Sorry. Oh, the first one, sorry. Take it out. 1, 2. Okay? This will keep us connected to the falak. So when we're in this spot and she peels our foot, no problem. We're just going to go right back into it. Every time she peels the foot, we're able to establish this control back into the falak. This is the first reaction our opponent can give us when we're in the falak. And something that you're going to notice, so be careful. Whenever the person takes out your frame and you use your other frames and you go back into the falak, you're going to feel even stronger than when you first arrived at the falak. And I've noticed that a lot of times when the person removes one of my frames, I actually like them to remove it because when I get back into the spot, I land in a tighter spot. Okay, because your positioning when you come back is going to be stronger. Okay, so I want you to work this now. The 2 drills. They remove one, we go back into the spot. They remove another, we go back into the spot.
Do it one more time.
Yeah. From here, I go into the footlock. She moves, I go on my knee.
Oh, this one? Okay, sorry.
So guys, something I want to explain to you guys. This is actually good because something I explained in many of my DVDs the concept of side foot versus live foot. I say this in my Baron Bowl DVD many times. So if you've seen the Baron Bowl DVD, you instantly know what I'm talking about. If you don't, let me explain. Side foot, I'm able to move my body like this. I'm able to walk my body, right? When I go live foot, what happens? When I go live foot, I'm able to go on my knee like this. This enables me to lift my hip off the floor, look. So I constantly discuss this because those are the two types of feet I can have. Oh, in Jiu-Jitsu, there's three, right? There's a side foot, there's a live foot, and there's a dead foot. All serve different functions and purposes, okay? So as you see in this, I'm typically on a side foot walking. But if I want to stretch and keep my hip off the floor, I go a live foot because I'm able to go on my knee. And then I come back into it. So when we're here, and I have a side foot, I'm like this. Take out my foot. So side foot, look. Now look when I go live foot, what happens? My butt comes off the floor. Because my knee is on the floor. You see? Once my knee touches the floor, look how my hip is going to fall right back under her. Because now I can scoop my butt under her. I can pull her like up. And let me choose side to get together. See? I have to keep remembering that that some people haven't seen the other instructionals. I feel like I forget while I'm teaching, like, oh, I expect them to already know that. But yeah, so the concept of side foot, live foot is so important.
I've seen them, I can't unsee them.
So I'm here, she opens. I go to the grip, I go into the foot lock position here. So she removes my bottom foot, okay? Once she removes this foot, I have a side foot on the floor. Remember, what is the function of the side foot? It helps us move our body away from her. So side foot, side foot. Once I go on my knee and I go live foot, my knee is going to go on the floor. And what does that mean? When my knee's on the floor, my butt comes off the floor. Watch. Look how my butt is off the floor now. And now what can I do? Because I'm so up, look how I can scoop under her knee. Look at this hole I created on her body. This is a huge space for me to shoot my knee back under her body. Sorry.
No, I'm just stretching.
This is a huge space I can shoot my knee under her body. So I have this frame here, I have the frame here, and now look what I do. Something else I want you to pay attention to. Remember before I said that whenever I'm holding like this, I have the frame that if she lifts her leg up, I have control. If I go down like this, she can't bring her leg down, right? When I go like this around her body, it almost becomes two frames on your body, right? It becomes like two things at once. I think I kind of hinted at it before, but what I'm doing when I get this Kimura grip, I know it's weird to say Kimura grip, but it's like this on the elbow, right? So it's kind of like a Kimura grip. When I'm doing this, I'm kind of, because I lost the bottom frame, it gives me an extra frame on her. So it kind of like replaces that frame in a way that I get to go back to the 4 frames at the same time, right? So let's see how many frames I have. I'm just curious. When I'm here and you remove my bottom hook, wait, first I'm here. How many frames do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and possibly 5 if I have my knee like this.
What about also your
and my arm, so it makes it a lot even more frames.
Your leg.
Yeah. A bunch of frames. So remove my bottom hook. So I lost that frame, right? But now, so I lost the frame on my leg, so I had 2 frames on my leg, right? So when I go here, okay, I'm still down 1 frame, but because I have the grip like this, it gives me, I'm still down 1 total, but I still have a lot of frames. Because I have this, I have my lat, I have my leg, my arm, so I still have a lot of frames. But it replaced this frame here. It kind of takes that place when I do this. Look, now side foot, live foot. Look, once I get here, look how my head is on the floor. Now, look how I'm able to pull this knee up and scoop my knee under her body. Look. My knee replaces my hand. Now I'm back to the same spot. You see? So remove my foot again. So the drill is side foot. Side foot. Look how my leg is straightening. This is totally fine. I keep my connection on the ASIS with my foot. Once I go live foot, my knee is going to go to the floor, taking my butt off the floor. Look. Here. I get the Kimura grip, like a Kimura sweep. Going Kimura. I'm going to shoot my knee into this hole right here. Look. Landing in the spot. Now, if you want to do the drill, you step on the floor and you go for the footlock finish. Okay. This is how you're going to be drilling this spot. Every time we're here, I'm here. You take out my hook. side foot, live foot. Look, I can straighten her leg if I want. Now I go here. Boom. Side foot, boom. Side foot, live foot. Boom. Over and over and over and over. You see, it's exactly this motion, okay? Again, this is the first reaction the person will give us in that spot. They will be taking
Can I
out,
do the other side?
yeah, they'll be taking out the bottom hook, okay? So again. Again. Side foot, look, and once I go live foot, all I'm doing is I'm on the side of my foot, and then I go on my toes, like this. Then my knee goes to the floor, look. Now look how easy it is to lift up and bring my knee in. So side, live, look. So I'm on the side of my foot. Look how my toes go to the mat.
Where are you balancing on your head?
I'm on my shoulder head, like this. You see? Now look, like this. Okay? So we're gonna work this position now. Adding in the side foot, live foot. We're gonna work the finish. And again, this is the first reaction the person will always give you in this spot. There's so many different ones, but this is for sure one of the biggest ones, okay? So I want you to work this now, and we're gonna continue on to the next one. So now we're going to get into a new position that I really like to do and I've used so much in competition. It's, again, a part of the near foot lock, the near side ankle lock family. It's when I come on top when I'm doing the foot lock, okay? I do this when my opponent alleviates pressure by moving their hip this direction. When they move their hip in this direction on me when I have the foot lock. When they do this, they're almost sweeping themselves. Because in our rules of sweeps that we learned in other lessons, in other series, when they open their hip like this, it sweeps them down, you see? So when they defend this foot lock by moving their body this way, they're essentially sweeping themselves down, okay? And what did we learn about why they're going that direction? They're going that direction to take away my foot that's inside their hip. Because when she removes this, now she's trying to walk away that direction, so I can't walk this way, because now I can't bring that foot back in. That is why she's moving that direction, okay? So this is when I like to use the foot lock. So I remove the foot, I go back, and she's trying to remove and peel the foot, I sweep her. So get the foot lock on me, please. Sorry. So when she goes for the foot lock here, and she's in this spot here, move yourself this way, please. Yep. For me to remove this hook, if I go this way, how can I remove her bottom hook? Impossible, right? For me to remove the bottom hook, I have to remove it and move my body this way to try to take her knee outside my line, right? That would be the way that I could remove the hook. If I am, again, how could I remove this hook if I go this way? I can't. When I move this way, I could remove this hook and start working a leg drag, getting to the far hip foot lock family, which we eventually will cover. So the only way I could remove this bottom hook is removing it and moving my body to this hip. But look how my knee is opening up. Hint, hint. You see, when I move this way, my knee opens up because all my weight is going to this forward hip. Okay, which means every time my weight's on my hip, what does that mean about my knee? My knee is open. It's easy to open my knee, right? So that is why I'm able to achieve this position. That's why I'm able to come on top and do this position. So even in general, whenever she has a foot lock on me, and she's here, and she's putting pressure on me, so start going counterclockwise, step on that floor, and move your hips. Yes. How can I alleviate pressure? Moving this way with my hip. Because I want to square my hip with her. So you're going to learn, as I square my hip with her, that's going to take away pressure from the foot lock she did. Because she's angling herself to a certain angle to foot lock me. When I follow her, I take away the angle she made to defend the foot lock. So that's when I'll go to top foot lock. I'll go to the top foot lock position. So she starts moving. This is the reaction of the person. I push my hand on the floor, and I move my body with her. I move my body with her. I move the bottom hook. She frames, and now she can put her foot back, right? But this is why top foot lock will happen, because when I move my body with her, my knee is opening up more and more, which is our rules of sweeping someone. That whenever we're in this spot to sweep someone, sit up please. Whenever we're in this spot to sweep someone, when I open their knee and hit, I'm able to sweep them. So as long as I get this and I push her stomach down, I should be able to sweep her, you see, based on the angle of her body to follow me to alleviate pressure in the footlock. That's all that's happening here, guys. I'm going to the spot and she's following me to stop me from putting pressure on her foot. Okay, so now let's see this. Now let's see the application of this. I'm going to be here. I'm going to arrive in the footlock. Okay. I get to the footlock. I get to the spot here. I start circling my body, and she's gonna follow me. She's gonna follow me. You see, once she does this, you see how I lost pressure on your body?
Yeah.
But now all your weight's on this hip, right? Will you follow me? Follow me. Look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get here. The second I get here, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my foot on her stomach just a little bit up to push her body down. Because now I did like a tripod sweep on her body. Opening her body like this to sweep her. Again, now I'm going to keep both my feet on her body like so. And once I arrive here, I have many different ways I could finish the footlock. But the first option I'm going to give you is going to stay in the same format that we learned before. My head on the floor here. I'm holding her knee. I'm going to grab right below the kneecap. I'm going to use my back. I'm going to put my head down, opening my knees, using my hips on her like an arm bar. And I'm going to stretch to finish the footlock here. Okay? This is exactly following the format that we learned before. We can just move back a little bit, please. Yeah. What?
No,
So I'm here. I go to the footlock. I'm here. I go to the spot here. I start following.
Maybe you want to start like more this way and then work your way.
No, it's fine. I post, follow me. I go here. I sweep her down. I get here. So stay up a little bit. If she stays up here, I bring her heel to her butt even more. And I start pushing her even more. It makes it very difficult for her to stay up here. And notice how I'm on both my knees right now. Again, my feet remain the same as when I'm down here. You see, my feet do not leave her body. That's so important, guys. My feet are not like this. If I come up like this and I lose that footlock, I'm screwed. She's going to take my back. She's going to do many things to me here. You see, I'm in danger. So I need to get my feet in the same position as before in this spot here. Okay. Once I'm here, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to control below the kneecap again. I'm going to stretch my knees open and stretch my body to finish the footlock here. That's the first finish we're going to do here. And it's like an arm bar. I use my hips by opening my knees forward like this. Once I open my knees forward, I have torque on her foot. Okay? So that's why I'm doing the position like this here. Okay? So I close my elbow. I'm here. And when I push my hand on the floor, that helps me lift up my hip. You remember I told you before how we're able to go on our hip like this? That's what gets my knee on the floor. Once my knee's on the floor, I'm in the footlock like this. But you see, the angle is not even right yet. I would stay down here. She has to follow me with her hip. Bring your butt this way. Once her butt is this way, now it's easy for me to come. You see how you fell this time?
Yeah.
So, I felt like it was awkward for me to come up because her hip wasn't there. But when she brought her hip finally that direction, she falls. You see? So when I'm doing this move and I'm here, I get to the footlock. I get right here. I start closing my knee, I start going here. She follows me with her hip. You see how her hip is moving? Yes, now it's going to be good. So all I do is post my hand. I go here. Look. Now look how she's going to fall. I end up in the footlock position here. Once I get to this spot, all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my hand under her kneecap like this. I'm going to stretch my body and finish the footlock here. Okay? This is all I'm doing in this spot. An alternative finish for you guys is going to be like this. I've done this in competition as well. In theory, it's not as good if you want to have the perfect technique, but it is a good finish as well. You bring your body up like this, and I arc my back up. You see, because I can use my back and my shoulders to fall on the foot. You see? Both are technically correct. I just like the first one because it follows the theme we're working. So I feel in theory it's a little more technically more sound. But again, the laws of gravity, right? If I fall on the foot with my body down, it's gonna bend the foot more using my back. So one, you're using your back more, one, you're using your hips more like an armbar. So you're gonna have to play with both. I finished in competition with both positions.
Question.
Yeah.
So could you go to the position, please, but don't move yet. So here, right? Is it possible to move your hips anyway, like for a way to sweep me without me physically moving?
I wouldn't want it because I could finish you right now. You see how your hip is this way? The only time I can't finish you is you alleviate the pain by bringing your hip to me. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. You see how your hip is to me
Oh,
now?
so you're only using this to like center up to get to
Yeah, because you centered with me. So now, move your hip again. Look,
Oh, I don't.
now it's easy for me to come up.
But if you could go back all the way to be where we're centered, could you just come up here? If I'm
I can.
just staying here.
A lot of people always ask me that, oh, I'm having trouble coming up. It's because the person is not moving. So it's easy for me to do this right now.
Oh, okay.
So you have to put weight on your forward hip, and now follow me. Now follow me. And now I can sweep you to come up. You see how you fall?
Okay.
So I make that sweeping motion a lot in tournaments. So come back here. So I'm here. I go for the foot lock. I get the grip. I get to the foot lock here. Now when I'm here, I step on the floor. I start closing my elbow. You follow me with your hip. Please keep your weight all on this side.
What happens if I put my weight on this side?
I can finish you.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
I don't feel like you're defending, so you have to put your weight on this side. Yes. Now you're right.
Okay.
You see, now you're way better. That's why it was a little awkward coming up on you because all your weight was on the other side. You have to put your weight on this side. You see, if you don't, I can finish you still. Look, I can finish you, so defend. Now you're putting your weight on this side. Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Go again. Now look. Now she falls. Once she falls here, guys, all I have to do is I just follow my head on the floor. I stretch my body. I go right below her kneecap. I open my hips like an armbar. Now I'm just going to stretch my hips open and bring my head up. When I bring my head up, the mechanism is the same concept as when I was on my side. Look, I'm using the line of my collar to put pressure on her. Okay? So again, I'm here.
Oh, sorry.
I go here. I go to the foot lock. I follow. She goes follow me with her hip forward. Yes. Now I can sweep her. I come up. Now it feels completely right for me to come up. Now when I'm here, I'm going to feed the grip. I have the option one doing this. Now let me discuss the other option. When I'm here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my body up, my back up. Now I'm going to use my lat to put pressure on her toes. And now all I'm going to do is this. I'm going to posture up and put pressure on her toes. You see how I'm able to put pressure on your toes when I do this? I arch, and then I use my lat on your toes like this. So I'm able to use my lat to put pressure on her toes as well. Another great way to finish the foot lock there from top, I've seen people finish both ways. Both ways are correct, I like the one staying down a little better. I'm going to explain later why I feel like it's a little better, but not for the finish. The finish, it's fine, but just in positionally being correct.
Can I ask you a question? And this might be not. I just want to ask you because
Yeah.
I'm curious. So could you go to the position before I start moving? Here, right? What happens if I go this way?
Now you're in the second part. You just put your hips into me.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, remember how I said when I'm circling around you? When I circle
That
around you,
helped. No,
my hips go to
Okay.
here. Once I arrive here, I'm in the foot lock. So if you bring your hips into me
That
like
helps.
this, you're literally
Okay.
you just finish yourself. So you have to go that way to alleviate pressure on your hip.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask and curious,
Yeah.
if that does anything.
Yeah,
you know?
so keep walking and put weight on your hips. Yep. Now look how I come up. You see how I'm able to come up, guys, every time she follows me with her hip forward. So the person on top has to bring their hip forward to do this, okay? So all I'm going to do is I open my knees. But guys, again, I need to stress this. Look how my feet are on her stomach. Look. And look how I could be standing up right now without the grip on her leg. You see how I can stand right now? I can balance on my toes and my knees. Look. I have full balance. I'm really comfortable standing right now. Look. So that's why when I'm here, I get the grip. I open my knees. I stretch my hips. I put pressure on her knee. And I switch. But look, without the grip, look how I can stand. Look, this is no balance at all. I'm just hooking her body and I can stand. The second option, I have the foot lock here. Instead of stretching with my knees, I'm just gonna lift up. I'm gonna bring my back up, straightening my hips like this. And now I'm gonna look my head up, straightening my collar like this. You see? So here, just stretching my back like this. I can even use my hips to put pressure on the foot. Both are different methods of doing this position here, and both will be fine in the finishing of the person, okay? So we now are starting to understand when we come up. Now we're gonna do an application which peels my leg out. So I'm gonna go to the foot lock, and you're gonna peel my hook out like before. Like the first drill you just learned. And here, I go to the foot lock. Go to the spot, I get here, she takes out my hook, she brings her hip forward, right?
And just move like
Yes.
that. Okay.
So now what am I going to do? Let's just move back a little bit, please. What am I going to? She moves my hip out, I'm gonna go on my knee, I'm gonna put my foot in. But bring your hip forward still. Yeah. Now what am I going to do is,
Block it, so can we move a little bit?
you good. What I'm going to do is, all I'm going to do is her hip is forward, I'm gonna put my weight on my hip and she's square. I'm just gonna put my foot on her stomach, I'm gonna post my hand, I'm gonna sweep her down to bring my legs up like this. I like to get this sweep when the person takes out my bottom hook. It's a good bait. So I feel them remove my bottom hook and I feel them walking that way. I know all their weight's on that forward hip, like I explained before. So once we see that, it's like, awesome. We know that the weight's on the forward hip, cool. Now I'm going to use that to sweep her. Because like I said, if I could get on top and sweep her, I can land in this spot here, okay? Another thing I'm gonna go over later on in the series is adjustments to the footlock. Because you're not gonna land in the perfect spot for the footlock at first. It's gonna take a long time to learn how to adjust your arm, to learn how to adjust the grip when you're in the footlock. So you're not gonna land necessarily in the perfect spot. So coming up to the top ankle lock actually helps you so much to adjust the foot. A lot of times when I'm doing the footlock, if I feel I'm out of place, I'll actually come on top to this top footlock. And then I'll use a technique I'm going to show you after to adjust my foot down her foot. Once I do that, I'm able to footlock her again. Okay? So that's very important to understand that concept that we could use coming up to adjust the foot. And I'll even start high, like on this part of the leg, and then I'll come up to sweep her. Once I feel her peel the foot, I'll wait for her to do it so I can come on top to the top footlock and then feed my hands down her leg. Okay, that's something I use a lot when I'm doing this spot, okay? So I'm here, I have the footlock, I'm here, she peels my foot, she walks her body. So I go here, I get the Kimura grip, I go on my knee. I'm gonna put my knee back in, but I feel all her weight still on that forward hip. I'm gonna post my hand, I'm gonna push her stomach, and I'm gonna go on both knees like this. Look how she falls. The second, come back up, drop. The second I go on both knees, and I use my hip and come up on my butt, like this, look how her weight falls. You see? That's the pressure I need here. And again, if you're off here, a lot of people, students I would teach this to when they did the submission here, they were putting a lot of pressure here, but not on the toes. I'm going to show you how to adjust that after. That's going to teach you to perfect your positioning for the footlock. But right now, we're just learning how to get here, okay? And a finish if you're already correct. So here, I open my hips, I use my knees, I stretch my body, and I bring my head up, I stretch, and I put pressure on my foot. Or I'm here, I use my hips forward, I posture up, I put pressure on the foot. Both are totally fine here, guys. So we have the knees opening and the knees closing and pinching, you see? And I've used both in tournaments before. But it just follows our rules, just so you see the broad part of this in jiu-jitsu. It just follows our rules of sweeping someone. Whenever their weight's on this forward hip, put all your weight on this forward hip, I can open the person's knee and hip, and now their body collapses to sweep them. Which we learn in our sweeps, our system for sweeping. We learn this over and over, like sweeping someone is just like this always. And even you'll see how her hand is posted, and I'm going here, how I pull the shoulder forward, and then she'll fall. Again, that's from our sweeping series in Del Hiva. I would recommend you watching that as well if you want to understand sweeping someone, because this is all the same concepts. All of jiu-jitsu is the same. So you'll see that concept over and over in that series as well. So I'm here again. I'm here. I open the knee. I go to the footlock. I get to here. I post on the floor. I post on the floor. She follows me with her hip forward. She removes my foot, fine. So I go to the Kimura grip. Her hips forward. I go here. She's on her elbow. I just push her body down. She falls. Once I get to this spot, I can adjust the collar if I want. I open my knees. I stretch my back. I use my lat on her foot. to finish. Or I go on my knees like this and I posture up to finish. Both options totally fine. Okay. I just need you guys to get good at getting to this spot because we're gonna learn how to adjust the foot and everything here. Okay, so what is our rule again? She has the foot like on me. No. So here, move your body this way. Move your body so I can just show them. Good. So what did we learn already? We learned that when she's inside, move your leg. When she's inside hooking here, the only way I can remove this hook, if I go this way, first of all, I just gave her a foot lock, like even tighter. Secondly, how can I remove her hook here if I'm bending my leg? I need to straighten my leg to take out this hook, you see? So I have to square up with her to take out her hook here. Okay, so that's the first thing you learn in the foot lock. And every time I straighten up with her, all my weight goes to my forward hip. So when she puts it back, when she puts her foot back in, she can sweep me. You see how I fall? Because I'm in that spot. Okay, so go back. So in this spot, so important. My weight's on the forward hip. I'm in sweeping zone. She can sweep me because I'm alleviating the pressure. I fall. You see? So come back up. Now let me do it. So I'm here. With the foot lock, she opens her leg. I go here. I go here, she follows me. She moves her body that way. She moves. Okay, more grip, leg. Now keep your weight on that forward hip. So all I'm going to do is this. Yeah, if she's posted, fine. I just put pressure and then I put sweep her down. Now I get my hand here. Once I'm on my head, look. I'm just going to grab below the kneecap. I'm going to stretch my knees. I'm going to straighten the tap. If I want, I can come up like this. I can straighten the tap. Okay? The other side so they can see the angle. I'm here. She opens her knee. Go for the foot. I go here. I start going here. She follows. I go back to this spot. I twist my hands. I use my hip on you. I sweep you down. Now I straighten my legs. I go here. Or I come up like this. When you're drilling this, you're going to feel probably, if you're doing it for the first time, you're going to feel the problem of being over here too much and not over here. Like I said, I taught this over and over, like a billion times to students. So I start everyone, like, not everyone, but a lot of people, they were only putting pressure here when I did the topping clock. So I'm going to teach you guys how to adjust that after. But for now, we're just going to go right from the bottom to the top. And we're just going to finish the submission, okay? So I want everyone to work this now, and we're going to add more things in a little bit. Let's